All right, what's happening, Domaniacs? It's Big BS here, and I'm back finally after a long break. But I'm here with some more news. You know how I like to do, keep you guys updated on the things that I'm interested in the video game industry. Today, we are going to be talking about Black Myth Wukong is finally coming to Xbox. We're going to talk about why it took so long and release date and other news in that topic. First off, we're going to talk about possibly what took so long for Black Myth to come to Xbox. Black Myth Wukong, devs say Xbox Series S is the cause of the release woes. Microsoft had previously implied it was an exclusivity deal, but Game Science's CEO says otherwise. So, available on PC and PlayStation 5 for the last year, 2024's smash hit Black Myth Wukong is still conspicuously absent from Microsoft's consoles. Exactly why has been a matter of some speculation, with the Xbox makers previously suggesting it's nothing to do with its tech. However, now Game Science CEO Feng Ji has posted to Chinese social media platform Weibo to say it's absolutely because of that, and specifically the lack of it in the Xbox Series S. And we've seen this before with other games, that big titles that don't make it to Xbox right when they come to other consoles, specifically because of the Series S woes, with the hardware that's involved in the lack of hardware in the Series S. If you remember, I did a video a while back on other games that couldn't make it because of the Series S was holding it back, because Xbox has this theory, or this plan, that everything that comes to Series X is coming on Series S too. They're not going to skip a game on a Series S. So that creates a problem for devs trying to get that Series X games to work on a Series S hardware. So we all know the hardware is lacking a lot compared to a Series X. But God bless the Series S, a console so cheap that a few friends, that people club together to get as wedding presents or whatever. But as we enter the second half of this console's generation lifespan, it's definitely becoming a problem for developers. Microsoft requires that games released for the more powerful Series X must also work, including all features on the sub $300 Series S. That's definitely proving to be trickier as the PC-led fidelity race progresses. Black Myth Wukong developer Game Science hasn't been shy about making its views clear on various matters, and CEO Feng Ji has once more taken to Weibo to explain the game's continuing absence on Xbox. While celebrating all of the game's success in 2024, Ji explains the only thing missing is the Xbox. He reveals that it's the 10 gigabyte shared memory that's the issue, is much lower than the X's 16 gigabytes. G continues, it's really impossible to get it without several years of optimization experience. It's a splendidly honest explanation, as the Series S, as limited as it is still able to play games as technically complex as Indiana Jones and the Great Circle or Black Ops 6, albeit not at the same settings as Series X or PS5. Perhaps a more experienced team could achieve it, but it's seemingly beyond what Game Science is able to deliver right now. And given the enormous complexity of GFX pushing nature of Wukong, Game Science has delivered an extraordinary amount, rather. It's worth noting that Microsoft made an exception to their rule for Baldur's Gate 3. That was the game I was talking about earlier. We had trouble getting Baldur's Gate 3 on that series, or on Xbox, because of the Series S. And they ended up cutting out the co-op, the same screen co-op from the Series S. That's where the sacrifice they had to make. So that was the first time we saw Microsoft make a cut to the features of the games. But the remarks the remarks raise concerns about Microsoft's previous statements on the matter. In November, CEO of gaming Phil Spencer was extremely cagey about whether Wukong would appear on Xbox. This followed leaks and rumors in August about the game supposedly failing Xbox's bug detection tests, while insiders told IGN that it was instead due to an unannounced exclusivity deal between Game Science and Sony. This was also tactically suggested by Microsoft itself when asked about the lack of the game on the console. Responding, "We're excited for the launch of Black Myth Wukong on Series X and S, and are working with Game Science to bring the game to our platforms. We cannot comment on the deals made by our partners with other platform holders, but we remain focused on making Xbox the best platform for gamers, and great games are at the center of that." And yet this all followed Game Science's July explanation for the delay on Xbox, which stated, "We are currently optimizing the Series X and S version to meet our quality standards, so it won't release simultaneously with the other platforms. We will announce the release date as soon as it meets our quality standards." So yes, it all comes full circle with the latest statement from G, once again insisting the issue is the Series S's limitations. The Series S is a pretty extraordinary little machine, making console gaming far more affordable, but it's undeniably a thorn in the side of many developers who would far rather optimize for the top-end devices instead of needing to create fully functioning versions on much more restrictive technology. With that being said, let me know in the comments what you guys think about Black Myth Wukong, about the Series S holding back games. We do have an official release date now. So Black Myth Wukong is set to release on Series X and S on August 20th, 2025. So we don't have too much longer to wait, but this is a little over a year that we've been waiting for Wukong to come to Xbox. So unless you've had a PlayStation or PC, you've been missing out on a great game. This game is, when it came out, it was extraordinarily beautiful, complex, and rich with story and just all the Chinese mythology. It plays kind of like an Elden Ring style game, a Souls-like, Lies of P, that sort of thing. But you play as like a half monkey, half man kind of thing, which falls into some old Chinese mythology and literature. And they're running a 20% discount if you order by July 11th. If you pre-order, pre-orders are available now. As of now, they haven't detailed whether there will be any feature differences between the Series X and S version like there was with Baldur's Gate 3. As far as we know right now, it's still got the same gameplay, core mechanics, and content. The story, combat, and progression systems should be identical. Visual and performance differences, we will obviously expect something different there. The Series S version may run at a lower resolution, likely 1080p, instead of the 4K on the Series X. And it might have slightly reduced graphic fidelity, thinking shadows, textures, effects, visual range. But as of now, there are no missing modes or features for the Series S. So it took them a little over a year to figure it out, but they've done it. So now we're going to finally get Black Myth Wukong on Series X and S. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. Are you going to be picking Black Myth Wukong up on Xbox? Are you going to play Series X or S if you have a choice? Or have you already played it on PS5? Let me know what you think about the game. Let me know what you think about the Series X holding back developers on these high-end games like Baldur's Gate 3 and Black Myth Wukong. And don't forget to follow us here on YouTube, like the video, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and leave the notifications on so you know when we've got new content out, which is almost every day. And don't forget to follow us on our Twitch channel, same name, look for the logo here, the domain GPCE. Check out our Next Level podcast and check out all our social medias. I appreciate you Domaniacs hanging out with me again. It's been a long time. I promise it won't be this long again. And I appreciate y'all hanging out with me today. We will catch you on the next one. Peace.